Turn Alert. Turn Alert. Turn Alert. Turn Alert.
What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. This is episode number 333 of WWE Turn Alert. 5 months ago, March 1st, 2025, it was a historical moment that we thought we would never see happen in WWE. And that was John Cena, for the first time in over 20 years, had turned to the dark side and went heel. Where he had turned heel when he sold his soul to The Rock and teased an alliance with him and Travis Scott going into WrestleMania 41, where he was going to be taking on Cody Rhodes, where he eventually would win his 17th World Championship, thanks to help from Travis Scott. However, 5 months later, just like that heel run is over. And as of this past Friday, well, technically I'm considering it official following his match with Cody Rhodes this past Sunday at Summerslam. But technically, as of this past Friday on SmackDown, that's all over. John Cena's back to being a babyface already. And me personally, I'm disappointed. Now, here's the first thing I'm going to say. Was it a waste to turn John Cena heel? No, it wasn't. But it should have gone on for a little bit longer. And also, we definitely could have done more with it. And personally, there's one person that I hold responsible for this flubbing. And it's not Triple H. Even though there's a couple things I want to mention they could have done with this heel run that they didn't. It's not John Cena. It's The Rock. Because The Rock, well, there's been stories circulating that when The Rock stuck his neck in to get involved with the build for WrestleMania, because it needed something. And of course, this John Cena heel turn was that something. The Rock didn't want John Cena to go heel. He wanted Cody Rhodes to be the one to go heel. And he was still involved when it was decided on John Cena's going to be the one to go heel. But then he bowed out saying, "My job is done." And quite frankly, it wasn't. The Rock should have never gotten involved with this John Cena heel storyline. Heck, neither should Travis Scott. Like, they were involved, but then they were gone. Yes, Travis Scott did help John Cena beat Cody at WrestleMania, but then we never saw him again, and apparently he had a falling out with WWE, so this whole thing just flopped. Now, either again, The Rock didn't want to be involved further because this wasn't his idea, or he committed too soon, not realizing that he wasn't able to commit to this as much as he thought he was. And I hold The Rock responsible for that. That, I think, really hurt the heel run. I'll defend the heel run, though, by saying this. I feel like a lot of people didn't like the heel run from John Cena because he wasn't the heel they wanted him to be. And I made a separate video about this, stating that, well, the reason why is because the John Cena heel character you wanted in 2012 can't be the John Cena heel character that we got in 2025. John Cena is 48 years old. And what made this heel character work is the fact they had this seed planted that John Cena hadn't won a singles match since 2018. They had that planted. You had to play along with it. Obviously, Cena's time is running out. Cena knew this was his last WrestleMania, his last Royal Rumble, his last Chamber match, his last SummerSlam. All that. He was going to get desperate. And it would make sense for him to go desperate and go heel. The problem was, he's 48 years old. We weren't going to get the same character we would have gotten from a heel John Cena in 2012. The best Cena was able to do at this point in his career is be like an old school heel. And basically kind of like get revenge on the fans for the polar relationship they've had with him. Again, remember, John Cena was corporately picked basically to be in the spot. The fans didn't want Cena to be in the spot. And although for years the fans just treat him as this polarized figure, they, of course, years later have grown to respect him and, want to, root him on his way out and not boo him. I get that, but the story plays out of itself. Like John Cena said it simply, the first words he said since his heel turn was, "I have been a part of an abusive 25-year relationship. So to get revenge on how you've treated me, I'm going to ruin professional wrestling." The question is, though, did he really do anything to ruin professional wrestling? No. There were two things they could have done with this. The main thing, of course, is if The Rock was able to be much more committed to this. They could have easily done the storyline where it's like Hollywood's taken over WWE, basically. And, because I even thought more about this, what really triggered that thought was, and I can't believe I'm saying this, John Cena had a moment back in May when he made me say, if they roll with this, this could be a good reason to put the belt on Logan Paul. Because it was that segment at Saturday night's main event he had with Jey Uso, when he told him, it would be a shame if a YouTuber became world champion. And I'm like, the crowd hates Logan Paul. John Cena's playing old school and wants to ruin wrestling. Him trying to help a YouTuber get the belt would work. So it's like, and the thing is you could have told this story where, again, they already kind of were, where he was having moments of showing regret of becoming this monster he's become. If they would have played on this more and had him do more than just win the championship with heel tactics, give Logan Paul a world championship, have The Rock and Travis Scott do something like that. I don't know, like something with Hollywood. Heck, I pitched the idea of having Seth Rollins be the one to cost Cody Rhodes the world title at WrestleMania earlier this year. Becky Lynch has basically, been involved with Hollywood as well. That could have been a wrinkle also with the two of them working with Cena. It could have been a thing where it's John's the way I'm ruining wrestling is this is just a stepping stone for me getting to Hollywood. So us Hollywood guys are going to show you that, we're on a much bigger level than this. And like I said, that's what could have helped a Logan Paul become world champion and whatnot. You could have dug in that, but instead you didn't. You didn't. You gave him some of these matches, but it's they were fine, but they could have been interesting if you would have dug more deeper in this heel character. And like I said, do you blame The Rock for that? I kind of do, because again, he should have never gotten involved with this. I still say if you really wanted to do this heel turn with John Cena, you should have waited and done it in the match at WrestleMania. I think that's when they should have done the heel turn instead of at Elimination Chamber if The Rock was not going to stay involved with this. So now he's just back to being a babyface because it literally was just, he tried to get out of the match with Cody. And then he he just showed up on SmackDown last week and basically says, you want me to be me? Okay, I'll be me again. I just wanted to hold on to this title because I didn't want you guys to forget about me or something like that. To which I'm like, this has got to be a ruse. Like it's a thing where it's like John Cena felt he couldn't beat Cody Rhodes physically. So he had to like prove that Cody's vulnerable and use that to his advantage to win the championship. Instead, he just went back to being full on face. Honestly, also, if they wanted to turn him face at SummerSlam, I would have waited till after he lost the match. And been like, okay, Cody, you win. And just like been a man about it and shook his hand. Maybe that would have been better, I don't know. But now it's like, what? He's going to be just like a nostalgic face? Because like, this is the reason why I didn't want John Cena to be a face for his final run. Because if he was a face for his final run, he'd be doing nothing but losing. Like, as John Cena, how he is, hasn't won a singles match, like, as a face. Because, again, you could count Chamber, but Seth Rollins helped him win that match. So, like, what? He's going to lose to Brock? He's going to lose, like whoever he's going to fight, he's just going to lose the rest of his way out? No, like, that's not how it should be. Like, it's not going to be like Kurt Angle, who was, again, no disrespect, was not in good shape for his final run. Guys had to, like, reduce themselves to basically have him reasonably win a match. Like, you gonna do that for John Cena too? That's boring. It's not really. I think also it would have helped if the better way to go about this was if Cody they would have done a double turn and Cody would have turned heel. But he didn't. Cody just won, and quite frankly, the way it went about, it should have been Cena's last match. Now, to also mention this too, John Cena only has 9 dates left on his deal for the rest of the year. 9 dates. And half of them are this month. He's going to be on every single SmackDown for August. And then he's going to be at Clash in Paris. He's going to be on 2 episodes of Raw in September. And he won't be seen again until Crown Jewel in October. And then Survivor Series. And then after that, he'll this is his retirement match in December. That's it. Like, after I think it's September 15th, he's not going to be on Raw or SmackDown. So, maybe because he's not going to be having any more dates, maybe this is the time to get, like, the face nostalgia out. But I still feel like if that's the case, you could have waited 1 more month. You could have waited till Clash in Paris. Still kept the storyline going of him, like, slowly, like, regretting his actions. Maybe it wouldn't work out, but it's just the way they just abruptly pulled the plug on this heel run just for Brock Lesnar. Like, again, a heel John Cena versus Brock Lesnar, maybe, but face John Cena versus heel Brock Lesnar, a face John Cena that, as a face, again, has not won a singles match since 2018. That really doesn't interest me for Brock Lesnar. So, I still think SummerSlam was too soon to turn John Cena back to being a face. Again, his heel run now feels like an experiment rather than a successful maneuver, whatever you want to call it. I think they missed the mark. And again, like it's now where it's like you kind of say, what was the point of turning him heel? Just for him to win the title and then drop it right back to Cody and be a face again. I don't know. I just wish they gave it just a little more time. Would have done a little bit more with it. And I honestly still think the proper way for him to turn back to being a face, again, as I mentioned once before, was his final match, be an I Quit match. And for whoever it is, to get John Cena to do one thing he never did and say, I quit. Humble him. And he turns face on his last night and retires as a face. But they're giving his last 9 dates, he's going to be a babyface. So, I'm expecting just nostalgia. I don't think he's going to win another match, if I'm being honest. Maybe I'm wrong, who knows? But I don't know what this is really going to do on the way out, to be honest. So maybe I'll be wrong about this. Maybe it was the right move to make John Cena a face again. I don't know. I still think they should have given that heel run a little bit longer. And could have done more with it. But that's just my thoughts, guys. What are your guys' thoughts on John Cena abruptly becoming a babyface once again? Do you think his heel turn was a bust? Do you blame The Rock for backing out on it for it not succeeding? Do you think they could have done a lot more with him as a heel? Like I said, I still think you could have done like some sort of like a Hollywood or entertainment takeover. And again, I really think that he could have somehow made me accepted Logan Paul as a world champion. Because it could have been a part of his agenda to ruin professional wrestling. And also, since The Rock didn't stay involved, do you think they should have waited till WrestleMania to turn him heel? I'm interested to see what you guys think about all this. Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comment section below and slap a like on the video and subscribe to the Club of the Man 1993 on YouTube. Follow me on Twitter, the Club of the Man 93, and on TikTok and on Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And as always, guys, please stay tuned for more WWE Turn Alert.
Turn Alert. Turn Alert.